Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. If you're new here, I typically make piano tutorials and videos about playing the piano. But as my channel has grown, I've realized that I would find it interesting to do periodic semester updates. We're at the end of the fall semester 2024. I'm actually taking a break from grading just to make this video. And I thought this is a good time to pause and reflect, to think back about the previous semester, what's coming up next semester. So that's what today's video is about. Don't feel obligated to watch it all. I'll put timestamps in the description so you can skip around if you want. And I'd be especially curious to know in the comments section if you want me to continue doing these semester updates, probably at the end of every semester, possibly at the end of the summer as well. I'm going to start off by talking about my students and my teaching. This fall, I welcomed 2 new students to my class at Butler University. I had a student give a junior recital, and this is actually a student that I'm teaching remotely at another institution, so I traveled to Cincinnati to hear her recital. I was very proud of her. I had some students do competitions and do well in those, and we had a studio recital that we performed on campus and then at a senior center off campus. Now I'm going to move on to an update about my performing this past semester. So I gave a solo recital. I presented it twice, both here in town and then at Goshen College in Indiana. And what I did differently with that recital was for each piece on the recital, I paired it with a work of visual art that was somehow tied to that composer, either by period or by style or by overall mood. And then during the recital, the art was projected on a screen while I was playing. And then in my verbal comments to the audience between the pieces, I was able to talk a little bit about the piece I was about to play and then invite them to look at the art. So finding a way to play a recital and then also bring in some kind of visual component that enhances it without distracting is something that I'm particularly interested in right now. Other performances this semester were I played Brahms' G Major Sonata. It was part of a larger program that we did where we played all 3 of the Brahms violin sonatas with 3 different piano-violin pairs. So 6 of us played this recital. It was really fun to do that as a collaboration. And then I played some other chamber music this semester. I played a trio that we played for the first time this past July. I played an arrangement of George Gershwin's 3 preludes that were arranged for clarinet and piano. And I also premiered 2 piano work, so that was really exciting to be part of. In terms of conference presentations and piano teacher sessions, I presented at the St. Louis Area Music Teachers Association. I presented in Bowling Green, Ohio. And then I also went over to Millikan University in Illinois to present at the state conference there. I talked mostly about the works of Fanny Mendelssohn. That's a new talk that I started giving this fall. And I'm interested in that because right now I'm in the middle of working on a repertoire project where I'm learning the entire Das Jahr cycle that Fanny Mendelssohn wrote in the 19th century, and then it wasn't discovered until the 20th century. Now it is becoming more and more widely known. So I am going to be learning that now, and then next season, the 25-26 season, I will be playing that cycle in different places, and that will be culminating in a recording project. So that is why I'm interested in learning about and presenting about the piano works of Fanny Mendelssohn Hensel, which I did this fall. Now I'm going to give you a little update on Butler University. This is my 20th year at Butler, which is really hard to believe. One thing that I am making an effort to do is to get to know my younger colleagues who are newer here, because it's easy when you are a professor at a university to kind of get in your own little bubble and not really meet the newer people on the faculty. People tend to be busy with their own thing, and so you have to make an extra effort to meet and get to know the new people. This fall, I met with several prospective students who are auditioning at Butler. And by the way, our auditions are in January and February. If you're interested in auditioning at Butler, we have an undergraduate and a master's program, and I'll put information about that in the description. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on this whole YouTube project that I'm doing. My channel past 20,000 subscribers this fall, and it's approaching 25,000 subscribers, which is like super exciting and also something that I never imagined when I started this channel about 3 years ago. I also have a newsletter. My weekly newsletter is a place where I share practice tips, I share links to recordings that I love, a weekly quote, and my thoughts on things that don't make it into these YouTube videos. I would love to have you subscribe to that. You might be interested. And if you are, I will put a link in the description below this video as well. You'd be welcome to join the community. But overall, I would just say the reason I do this YouTube channel is because it's so fun. I've just really enjoyed this as a creative outlet. I've enjoyed it way more than I expected to when I started. It's also been a great way for me to learn about my own teaching and to improve my own teaching, because when you're teaching one-on-one all the time to different individual students, it can turn into a problem-solving session, which I love. I love it when a student comes to me and they've got issues and we just work on the pieces together and find out ways to solve the problems and move forward. But making a YouTube channel where I make videos that are not geared towards one specific student, but that can be widely applicable to many students, has forced me to sit down and really think about, what do I think about that technical idea? How do I usually teach this concept? And how can I clarify that and boil that down so that somebody who has never met me and who I've never heard play can get some value out of that. And that has helped me in my own teaching, because then when I'm working with my individual students, I have some things that I've thought through. I have some frameworks that work for me that I know can get results. And so it's made my teaching more efficient, and it's helped me to see kind of through lines and similarities between issues and problems that my students are having. It's also helped me to think in terms of themes. Like if I want to focus on one theme over the course of a semester with all of my students, like maybe this semester we'll talk a lot about performance anxiety. And so I can have a kind of a progression of concepts that I work through with them, and then I can mirror those in some of the content I make for YouTube. Those kinds of things are really interesting to me, and I never would have had those insights or developed that way in my teaching if I had never started this channel. No semester update would be complete without some kind of personal update. So our dog Tucker is just about 3 years old. He's a rescue standard poodle who we got a little over a year ago, and he has adjusted very well to our house. And then in terms of running and fitness, all of this content creation has caused me to spend more time behind a desk, and I have been feeling that. It has been harder for me to get back into running, and so I'm working on walking more, and I also got a walking pad to put under my desk so that while I'm doing this computer work, sometimes I'm able to walk and get some movement in. So that's a look at what I've been up to this semester. Talked about playing, talked about teaching, talked about Butler and YouTube, and some of my personal updates. I will be back soon with my regular tutorials and the content that you're used to seeing on this channel, but do please let me know in the comments if you found this interesting at all. If you're looking for more of my usual videos, I'm going to go ahead and link to a playlist right up there of all videos that I made about practice tips and suggestions at the piano. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss my next videos. I'll see you in the next video, and happy practicing!